Okay, let's go ahead and sing the first verse of 131.
serve thee here at the M2U00219. And we pray for each one of us in our own personal lives that we gain answers and things that we're looking for. And we pray for these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Can I volunteer to be my cooker? Oh, big Brad, you were almost. At least you're almost there. Okay. Sorry. All right. How are we doing? Feeling good? Cool. Let's just dive into the announcements. Anyone run a report on the all-area activity that went? Any thoughts? I mean, how'd it go? The activity we had last Tuesday night with volleyball, basketball. Jordan?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was hoping that we could continue to do something like that.
Yeah.
That was a great experience.
For sure. Yes, I would like to do, not to like make too many things on the calendar, but just do a thing here and there that I think will make it fun. I didn't dominate basketball. In fact, I got schooled. Maybe I set the expectation way too high. Yeah, I got a bloody scar. Yeah, I was like bleeding. Anyways, it was fun though. It was way fun. I'm thinking, just so you know, I've thought about possibly an area temple trip. That would be really fun. And then with that, maybe, I don't know, around that time we could do a temple-to-temple run as an area camp. Wow. Let's keep talking about this. We gotta. One second. Let's bring it in. Somebody's gotta come.
This soccer tournament last year was so fun.
Yeah.
I just like put in a word for
Alright,
that.
so shout out for that. Okay, so I'll talk to the other coordinators so we can get some here going. That's good. Cool. Just an announcement, I think it'd be good for us all to know, starting tomorrow, just expect a little wave, not like the wave 2 years ago. Missionary numbers are going up, which is great. We should all be excited about that. So it might be good to just come in with the expectation starting tomorrow, but get ready to teach. Floating will be a thing of the past come a month from now. Okay. Teaching a lot. Just one reminder, and this is something I can even be better about as your boss, but cell phones in the classroom, as the stewardship document says, cell phones should be kept out of sight. Kept on silent, and so the only time it's okay to pull out the phone with missionaries is first Thursday. It can be an effective and engaging way to break out your phone, and you've seen me demonstrate it a few times if you've seen me do it. But Heather Porter, one of the managers, has demonstrated where maybe you have a resource teacher go out in the hall and call you with information about the investigator. You put it on speaker, and the missionaries can, it's like what it would be like in real life, right? They get information via phone call. That's the only time we've been given permission to have the phones out. Other than that, just keep them on silent. Will?
I use my phone to take notes for my PI because the missionary right. And then I'll type in notes on that memo.
That's great. Yeah, as long as it's just the missionaries, like even if it's an emergency, you know, you can step out, you know, whatever you need to do. If it's an emergency, but that's fine because the missionaries, it's not a distraction. We're there. Yeah.
I sometimes, like during the prep time, will call a resource or another teacher or one of the missionaries. Is that okay?
That's great. Yeah.
So when they're done teaching my investigator, I like to show them a picture of her and I on a mission that's on my phone. Is that okay too?
What you could do, since you could, just so we could stay obedient, I guess, is we can email it to your, this is what I've done, I've emailed it to myself, and then pull it out via the approved Gmail, right? And pull it up like on the big screen, so, if you'd like. Does that work?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Yes.
So just one question.
Yeah.
Sometimes with my PI, she's not a member, and so all of the missionaries refer their testimony for her and they send it to her. But is that something we should try to get like an iPad from downstairs or something to do?
Contact me and I'll bring my iPad in. Yeah, or the iPad's downstairs. Hopefully, 2 months from now, missionaries will have iPads, which is what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So, yeah. Okay. I just want to make a quick clarification. Last week, I kind of opened the floodgates for hours. If you wanted to come in addition to your shift to observe myself or Jake, I said you could go up to 40. I just want to clarify, and I don't know if I've seen any problems with this, I just don't know if I was clear enough last week. That means you can... Brad?
No. I swear.
What are you doing back there? So what some background music. Yeah. What I intended with last week is that you would come in for your assigned shift, and then either Jake or myself. If you don't come to one of those three things, if you're just coming in addition to get hours, that wouldn't be approved. So please don't do that. So just come in either for your assigned shift or to observe Jake or myself. That's what is approved. Just to clarify. Yes.
Sorry, if we wanted to like come in and study for like this training meeting, could we do that also?
Yeah.
Like do what's on the floating?
In fact, that's kind of what I hope you get paid for this type of thing. But I would suggest, I don't think it would take more than half an hour to prep for that. But yeah, that's great. Okay. I took a few pictures last week, and I thought they were kind of humorous, but I just wanted to bring to our attention in terms of classroom cleanliness. This is kind of what I saw when I just came up to the floor. This was a week ago. We've got, Despicable Me minion down the bottom, an elephant. Just a few things. Elephant in the room, there you go. And I thought, well, this is something I think we could work on, honestly. Here's the evidence. And I thought, what doctrine, if better understood, would change our attitude and behavior? And if I could just have us turn to D&C 88, verse 119. Can I have volunteers to read that? Anna, thank you. I don't think you introduced yourself yet. Real quick, we're going to get to the verse in just a second. Would you mind just telling us your name, where you're from, serve your mission?
Sure. I'm Amity Smythe. I'm from Springfield, Utah, here in Southern Road. I served in the Arizona Tucson mission. Flying. Or teleporting. Yeah. That's a hard question.
Perfect. Welcome to the area. I'm glad to have you. Okay, so if you could read this verse, and I think this has some doctrinal base to it. Can I get your attention? Okay. Thank you. Andy, if you could read that verse, and I invite you to consider what are we learning from this verse that could help us with this.
Organize yourselves. Prepare every needful thing and establish a house, even a house of prayer, a house of fasting, a house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God.
So what from this verse could help us to change this? Alan?
Well, I think there's a reason given in the next verse. Right? I think for our missionaries, if we, as
Anything else? Yeah. Chris.
Well, I just met with a few teachers and we'll talk during that pickup and say that this room is supposed to be like the temple. And I don't know, I think that helps missionaries in thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't eat in here. I would not eat in this washroom.
Huh.
But also if they're throwing everything everywhere and spreading it out, we wouldn't do that in the temple. Yeah, just exactly what you just said. If they're thinking that this is the house of God, it just changes everything.
There's a doctrine, if we understand it, and if the missionaries understand it, that will change our attitude. The behavior attitude, you could even, this might even look like, at the beginning of class, let's say there's little pieces of paper all over the floor. You could just simply say, and to emphasize the principle you set out, we need to get revelation. So let's take a minute, and we got to make this classroom like a temple for us to do that. So let's clean up. Let's take a minute or two to clean up. I'm okay with that. You can take class time to help them to create an atmosphere for revelation. Or even use your prep time to clean the board or whatever. But I wanted to bring this to our attention to help us see that if we can be better. I think we can in this regard. And we can help missionaries be better. Al?
We can create a petition for better resource.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I will, that petition is hers, and hers noted. Yeah, for sure. And better ones. Yeah, I'll see what I don't know what I can do, but I'll see this.
I can live with Marcus.
Okay, let's keep rolling. So now we've got the announcements out of the way. Let's get to the meat of the meeting, okay? Today we are starting, as I kind of said in the email, we're kind of pioneers in this regard, being MTC teachers right now, when probably one of the biggest changes in the MTC, this is logistically, these guys have been here a while that trained us on this. They said logistically this is probably one of the biggest changes the MTC has ever had. Bringing mobile devices into missionary work and bringing them to the MTC. So, with that in mind, today's meeting, I hope to just build off of last week's training and establish a vision for how mobile devices can help us fulfill the missionary purpose. So to start with that, I felt impressed to start with this is the objective. Learn from each other, from the Spirit, why devices are being introduced to missionary work. Okay. I felt impressed to start us in the Scriptures. So in your groups, we're going to read 1 Nephi chapter 16, these verses, talking about the Liahona, and I want us to discuss how do these verses apply to our work in this technological era. Okay? Go ahead and we'll take about 10 minutes to read through these and discuss. Go.
I'm just going to read it over here.
Then it came to pass, look upon the wall, and behold the things which are made.
What did they need because it was going to be used in technology? Or did they think it's
Maybe we can just stop there.
I just thought of that phrase because like when I first saw it,
There was also a provision upon them when you are here. When you read this, because it was written for change.
I heard it was great.
The Lord will reach out for you.
what does that mean? According to your faith and
I don't know, we can remind that diligence and fees is just reasonably appropriate. That was one thing that really stood out in this talk is we're
missionaries learn how to change their mind and their heart so that they can use technology. Because they're getting their house in their homes, they don't follow pornography as a mission.
This moment, I know that this is the moment that I'm ready to act. So we have our word into ours and all that.
I like this.
Well, they were like, it's like, I'm gonna act.
And I think maybe in the case of the impact, this is what change
It's the same in the sense that
for us as teachers and clinicians and so and this is the missionary way to I remember that.
It's like, I've seen so many Swedish churches that, not disobedient, but just not effectively. Sometimes missionaries that are really focusing on the purpose, that's not how the church experience it.
But the means that they had to use to use it. And that's kind of like what
Yeah, you're actually,
you're like, they still do this work, they ran out of wherever they were. So you can use all the scriptures. And that's verses.
Yeah, I just need to play around.
You basically
You
just
know, nearly the same words.
essentially
That's what but you still need to say something.
ineffective because it sounds you have so much scripture
Yeah, you can try to diligently, like, you
And there was also written upon the new heart, which did understanding concerning the ways of the Lord. And it was written and changed from time to time according to the faith and diligence which we gave unto them. And thus we see that by the promise the Lord
It came to pass that I knew as a joyful, not religious, according to the direction that you should
So where's the purpose?
That's, I don't know, that's, well, I do that
Yeah.
myself, but we're talking about.
The leader
choice.
guided Nephi,
You know,
To the Lord said them, come on, you know,
it was a source, it was a very
I don't know
source.
what you're thinking, because we were talking about wells,
Source.
according to your faith.
Yeah, right. So, I
For sure.
That's why they're bad.
Right, that's what I mean.
I see success in my things are not
They don't go to Google or what is it?
technology. And I mean, if you guys
Say, what do I do today? Siri, where do I go?
Siri, where will I find my
mobile devices can be clearly just like how we do with letting
You'd have to read a trail to the space images, we didn't finish our so it didn't take us nearly the same course as it was educating. So anyway, the new right change, the purpose didn't change. The reason why they were producing it didn't change. It was just that they had the same course.
Okay, very good. 2 more seconds, wrap your discussion.
So very easy. Compare that to missionary work.
Okay,
You can slay me right on that.
let's bring it back to the group. So, how do these verses apply to our work? What did you learn about what the scripture's teaching? Other than the iPads and how to slay beasts. So what were some things that you felt from the doctrine, from the Book of Mormon, that can be applied? And Al, could you close that? Yeah, thank you. Jessica.
Something that we talked about in our group was, as you try to follow the writing on the Nehemiah, clearly the God and not joy. And so, as we follow like the revelation of the prophets, we are able, with human diligence also that as well, we're able to feed ourselves, we're able to feed the missionaries, missionaries are able to feed the investigators, and they're able to have joy. And so this is the avenue through which God is helping us to help others be spiritually nourished.
When you were talking, I just learned something. Was it the ball or the words on the ball that they gave you to? So is the focus the iPad, or is it the Word of God that they share from you?
I like the comparison, how the Leahona was essentially worthless to them unless they were faithful in building. And it would be the same thing with the missionaries. In fact, it could almost be more of a distraction if they're not faithful and not diligent. It could be a hindrance to them. But if they are faithful and they are diligent, it's the greatest advance in missionary work. And so, whatever, I don't know. Huge.
Faith, diligence, obedience.
Yeah, just to go off that comment, the Leahona directed Nephi to go to the mountain to the Lord. So the Leahona was, we were talking right here, was a resource to go to the source, to go to the source. It wasn't the source. So comparing that to missionary work, missionaries shouldn't go to Syria and say, where should I go today? Missionaries, this is just a resource to point them to the Lord. Yes.
Good. Awesome.
Something else we talked about is in verse 9, it says, which was plain to be read, which should give us understanding concerning the ways of the Lord. And we talked about how, that's how people learn today. We learn on technology. We learn in 2-minute YouTube videos. That's just the way our brains process things. And if we're going to reach more people, and also if the missionaries are going to understand the ways of the Lord, why not use what they use to learn to begin with?
So true.
Matt pointed out that in verse 33, once they had read the writing on the Leahona, they again took their journey traveling in the same course. So it's not like the Leahona wasn't deviating from the path. The iPad should cause us to deviate from our purpose or from our course. It's supposed to support us in continuing on our journey. But if we use it the wrong way, it might distract us or take us in a different path.
So true. Brad, could you put us to the next
Oh,
one?
yeah.
So everything you're saying is right along with the discussion I actually got you for in the pre-work of the email. The question, if you could discuss this in your group for about 10 minutes, and I hope you came prepared with at least a statement or having studied that talk from Elder Nelson. But I would love to have a discussion. Why? Why are your devices being introduced into missionary right now? Go.
society isn't deteriorating because entire groups of people are going on the way because individuals are exercising individuals on making their choices in our society. It's really good. And the solution is so when I read this, I was thinking, asking how God is going to start instituting all judgment in His church, and starting with these missionaries, choosing what's how to teach them how to be not just with their mind, but for the hours, I mean, what I was having major issues. Just living it.
So one time I think the band were trying to,
By doing that, like, in the future, is I need to turn out those things.
and so we decided to take our car GPS with us. Instead of using maps, we just had the car GPS, and so we were out at night, we stopped on the street, and probably 3 times a night, we just stopped, and then played because it's how shiny it is. But they weren't kidding, we were like,
Missionaries, even people, the true measure of knowledge is about
every single one time stop, you talk to it's so shiny in your hands. And it's like, it's kind of funny, but it makes me think of, you know, we can be anything, and because technology helps us to be more productive. And so it helps us connect with people, whether they're using magic, or using it wisely. But the other thing that my mission is to not me is to take those are missions. On Facebook, Twitter, and then there's only individuals it's girl in there.
So for example,
She was called Christian. She had, like, you can have a photo.com and she had 3 accounts and she had over 20,000 people. This is like her account. And they started talking to her and if she was just not interested in so on her blog, she posts on
because it's so much more than just
I don't know how many people I spoke to my mission, but in 5 seconds she could contact like which it might be how many people I've contacted in 2 years. And so I think maybe because it makes us more effective.
That is like so missionaries.
Just like, how is it, because I mean, we can pretty easily get copies of stuff. But how great would it be just to share your experience?
against the epidemic.
Yeah. Not only like,
All the different components around it, all the languages.
I have some.
I think we did, I never used it.
Because seriously, our mission goes because on the mission, he told us he's like, and so it was so it's like, that's why I think you ultimately you're going to try
Or